What is up, everybody? How's it going? My name's Cody. Okay, Google, what's the weather?
Right now in Springfield, it's 46 and cloudy. Today, there will be showers with a forecasted high of 51 and a low of 37.
Sounds like a hard workout. Let's go. Okay, it is starting to get a little bit colder, so maybe this crop top isn't gonna do it for me as we move into fall. So let's go ahead and fix that. Much better now. Okay, all jokes aside, I want to talk to you guys today about something that I've been working through, something that I have personally started to experience over this last year, and it has really just shaped and helped me progress through kind of the colder seasons of the year. So I have always been the guy who kind of chopped up the colder months to fluffing season, and as a product I inevitably kind of fall off the wagon, right? So I just tell myself, you can eat whatever you want, you're bulking, you can drink whatever you want, you're bulking, it doesn't matter. And as a product, my progress kind of stalled, and realistically it probably led to kind of the position I found myself in. I started skipping workouts, and I started making excuses, and everything kind of snowballed, especially with how I just generally treated my life. Fast food became more of a staple in my diet, and it really led me to this place that I didn't like. So as a product of last year, 75 Hard was definitely really great for helping kickstart this, but I decided that this year, last year, was gonna be the year that I decided and I doubled down, and it wasn't going to be like every other year. And honestly, that has been one of the craziest things that has changed my overall success margin, my overall reaching for my goal. And that's kind of what I want to share with you guys, into just deciding that I was not going to fall off the bandwagon, deciding that I was going to double down on those hard days, that I was going to make it to the gym, and that I wasn't going to let the weather affect me. It's cold, guys. Yeah, I live in Springfield, Missouri, which we kind of experience all of the seasons, right? And so like one day in the fall it could be 90 degrees, and then the next day it could be 40 degrees, and we're just gonna, that's what we have, that's what we experience, and we kind of get used to it. And so if I let the cold days dictate my progress, my progression, man, that's what caused me to fall off the bandwagon so many times. So last year, some just key takeaways that I'd love to share with you guys. I really decided that I was gonna do the work. I was gonna stay engaged. I was gonna get on the bus, and I was gonna keep riding the bus, right? But what I did is I continued to track my macros. At that point, I felt really confident in just overall understanding proteins, fats, carbs, overall caloric value for the day, but I just didn't let off the gas, and making sure that I kept those numbers really strong, really top of mind, really helped me, because I was able to focus in, I was able to keep track of it, and it kind of scared me away from lots of fast food options and things like that, which again forced me to eat a little healthier. Vegetables became like a staple of my diet, and now I'm like the biggest fan ever of carrots, maybe aside from like 7-year-old Cody, who loved carrots as well because he thought he could have Superman eyes. Yeah, just deciding was like a big thing. And then the next thing that I'm like a big fan of is picking an event, picking some sort of race, some sort of competition or something, and deciding that you're gonna do it. This is something that Hunter was able to successfully do, and it really helped him with his training regimen. And I got to watch him, reach for a goal, and it was so cool because he was training for an Ironman, right? And as a product, it didn't matter if it was a cold day, if it was a rainy day, if it was a scorcher of a day, for some reason, he was out there and he was training. And I found myself in my own journey. I ended up picking up a 5K in November, and I'm just generally athletic at this point. I work out so much that I was able to strap up my plate carrier and make it through the race. Now, it wasn't like a great time or anything, but I made it through. And I reflect back and I'm like, man, if I had just decided maybe a little bit earlier in the year that I was going to be in that race and I was gonna do well, how would that have changed my overall training? Maybe I would have focused just a little bit more on weighted runs. Maybe I would have doubled down just a little bit harder on those paces. And I think that had I done that, I could have been so much more competitive. And it's a real shame, but man, what a great learning opportunity, right? So I think as I'm preparing for this winter, as I'm preparing for the colder months, as I'm preparing for sweater weather, effectively branded, right? I am starting to focus in, what are my goals for this season? How am I going to properly feed, properly fuel my body? Am I going to let the choices that I make on the weekends, whether they be in my diet, whether they be in my beverages, am I going to start drinking a little bit heavier beers, or am I going to continue to just drink and drink and drink water as much as possible to really fill myself? And what goals do I have for fitness? And as I start to narrow down on those, right now jiu-jitsu is such a big piece of my life, and I'm having so much fun being just terrible at it and being a practitioner 5 days a week. And I've got a lot more things coming onto my plate coming in this fall, from coaching to just expectations of job. And how do I balance those? How do I make everything fit in my schedule? And I think the answer involves a little bit of juggling and a little bit of effective appreciation for just what time I have and really prioritizing. But I am confident that all of these skills that I have, and understanding proper nutrition and understanding sleep hygiene, all of these things help build me into this just monster of a person. And as a product, I'm able to reach for those goals and I'm able to achieve on them. And I know you can too. I know that this may sound like a daunting task, but let's talk about this. We are checking our diet. We are thinking about what we are gonna do so that we can plan and effectively win the day, and then we're executing on it, right? That's all. That's the basics of life for everything. But man, I think about what the fall has for me, what the winter has for me, and I'm excited because I hate the cold. If I could, I probably would live in the tropics. It's just kind of I could. I don't know why I make that excuse, but I should live in the tropics, let me say that. Crop tops suit me. As a dude with crop tops, hashtag 2020 is the year of the dude crop top. I'm telling you guys. But warm weather suits me, and living in a state where it is just bitter cold some days, we have to have that preparation, we have to have those skills, and we have to have that proper planning so that we can get it done. So guys, do me a favor, let me know in the comments, how are you preparing for the cold? How are you preparing for the fall, for the chili season, for the lagers and the stout beers, and then we've got Thanksgiving and Christmas and all these meals with families, and how are we effectively zooming in? How are we effectively focusing on our goals? Because I know that if we get our goals right, we can share them with the world. We can make this place a better world. And we can do it with just a little bit of fitness fun. Guys, I appreciate you so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, let me know in the comments. Seriously, let me know what you're doing, how you're focusing in, and I will see you next time.